Well, what has judiciary done in the case of farms laws? It has basically put them on hold. I think this is not simply the case of judicial overreach. I think that it's undermining of democracy itself, right? So maybe they are not seeing it this way, but this is how I'm seeing it. In the long run, this will undermine the democracy itself, because what you have done, you have just legitimized the street veto on the parliament, right? So India is a parliamentary democracy. Laws are not made by the people. Laws are made by the parliamentarians, right? Democracy in India is not the rule of the people, in the sense that we do not have the direct democracy. A direct democracy will become a mobocracy. That is why you have a mediated democracy, that you, in elections, you elect your representatives, they sit in the parliament, and then they make law, and it is their power alone. It's not the power of the people on the street to make the laws. And what we're seeing of late, since the last year at least, since the NTCA protest, there is an attempt to subvert the parliamentary democracy by saying that what the parliament is doing is unacceptable, and we on the street, we demand what should be done and what cannot be done. Now that's a very dangerous path, because once that happens, tomorrow, what if 100,000 people sit in Delhi outside Supreme Court saying that implement caste reservation in Supreme Court, and that's a demand. That's a long-standing demand of the OBC groups and the Dalits groups, that you implement reservations in the higher judiciary, because higher judiciary is so unrepresentative, right? Uh, what will Supreme Court do then? I mean, they in the 70s they came up with this doctrine of basic structure of the Constitution. It seems now that they have come up with a new doctrine of herd sentiments, right? That, oh, the farmers are hurt, they are not happy with the law, so we are going to put the law on hold.